So, welcome back for the interview of In the Fade, the new film by Fatih Akin that we're thrilled to have here in competition. Hello, Fatih Akin, and welcome to Cannes, and welcome with your wonderful actress. We're thrilled to see you back here in the competition. Hello, Diane Kruger. Thank you. I remember that you were Mistress of Ceremonies of the 60th festival, and so it's 10 years later, now we're in the 70th. Thrilled to be here. I'm just thrilled to be here. You know, I remember the 60th was magical, you know, seeing all these giants of French cinema, world cinema was wonderful. But we're thrilled to have you here for this film in competition. Now, at the very beginning, Fatih Akin, did you think you were going to work with Diane Kruger in this story that comes back on quite a recent story of these crimes committed by the neo-Nazis, these racist crimes? Did you think straight away of Diane Kruger, or did you want to, first of all, talk about this the story that motivated you?
First, it was written for a man, and then I think it's boring, so then I changed the sex of the character, and once it was changed, she came to my mind pretty early.
Mais pourquoi Diane Kruger?
Yeah, but why Diane Kruger?
I met her in Cannes. That was in 2012. I was here with a little documentary, and I had a nice party, and late at night, Diane appeared and was talking to me in German, and like, I would like to work with you, I like your work, and I never forgot that. And when I was thinking about who can act this, you know, she immediately came to my mind.
Diane Kruger, why did you want to work with Fatih Akin? What attracted you about his films? I love his films. His first films, you know, when I was growing up in Germany, they marked my youth. And, you know, I was really waiting for a role from Germany. And I always said it would be a dream come true if I could do a German film with Fatih as director. And so I was a member of the jury at the 65th anniversary, so I knew he had a film in a different selection, apparent selection. I went to see him. And I was, you know, I was a little bit drunk, but, you know, but that's how it went. So you filmed in German at last, I'd say. I mean, your performance is outstanding, extremely intense. Your performance is extremely intense and powerful. Does it change something for you to act in German? You've acted in French, in English. I mean, you're coming back to your origins in a way. Did it change the way you act, the way you behave, the way you perform? Apart from the role itself? I don't know, but I really found my roots. You know, I'd been waiting a role coming out of Germany, and I don't think I could have dreamt of anything better. I mean, it's unfortunately very contemporary, but you know, Fatih Akin is somebody I grew up with. You know, I know his codes, and you know, he's got his roots like me, so. I think I had a month and a half, 2 months living in Hamburg. I spent a lot of time in Hamburg, you know, going where she, you know, the bar she went to, the place she'd live in and things like this. I became the character, and I wasn't acting. It was a real-life experience. You could really feel that, yes, with you. Yeah. So why did you come back on this story? Why this particular story? The story of a woman like her whose husband and son are victims of this racist crime. Why did you want to look at that subject in particular?
The first kickoff was a scandal we had in Germany called the NSU scandals. It was like assassinations in Germany done by neo-Nazis. You know, and I thought about the victims, and I always thought like one of the victims could have been me, you know, and that made me sit down and write this. And once you start to write, different layers pop up. And one of the layers which interested me most was the victim and the victim's character, and that she's a mother. I think mothers are perfect heroes, you know, and I thought about my wife, who's a mother. I thought about my mother, who's a mother. You know, so it was very enjoyable and fun and interesting to write that and to think. I don't know. For me, as a writer, as a man, into the character of a mother. That was a very joyful writing. You know, so I think it's a portrait of a mother. That's what I think. A mother without children anymore.
Et c'est étonnant parce qu'à un moment
And it's very surprising because I don't want to give too much away because there is a lot of suspense, but the character, Diane Kruger's character said, if I had died,
mon mari qui avait dû
and if it was my husband who would have to act
différemment.
he'd have reacted differently.
Est-ce que c'était ça aussi que vous vouliez
Was that
développer
something
avec
that you
ce
wanted to
film?
develop in the film because it's a film which tells the story of the trial as well,
assez inattendue
and a very
de cette
unexpected reaction from this woman.
It's also a film about justice and the question of justice. You know, you have the state justice, you know, the proper justice, and you have the justice of the individual. You know, so it becomes kind of like a moral thing, and sometimes the feeling of justice of the individual doesn't really connect with the idea the state have about judgment. You know, that there's a clash. And on that clash, something interesting and dramatic pops up. And I went into that, you know,
Et c'est vrai que vous posez
It's true that
question
you
de la
really asked the question
justice,
about justice, about revenge. Diane Kruger, did you aware of this story of the NSU by this neo-Nazi group? The subject of the film was something that you knew already? I'd heard about it, but I don't live in Germany, so I didn't know the details. But the reason I was really attracted by the script was, I mean, there was this terrorist act, which was, it could have been neo-Nazis, it could have been religious extremists, whatever. I mean, it's. I mean, that's not the biggest important thing. The thing is that you never see a film about people who remain, 22 people dead, 100 people dead, but you never look at the people who are left behind. And I was with Katya, and I mean, I was thinking, how can you carry on living? How can you carry on living with that? How is it possible? How can you reconstruct yourself? How can you do if justice has let you down in a way? Justice hadn't been done. For me, it was an extremely emotional film about a woman.
Est-ce que vous aviez rencontré des victimes d'attentats, des proches de victimes d'attentats,
who were families of victims, not of the explosions or anything like this, but people who had been victims of murder, if you like. But you can understand her life story. Could it have been your reaction, your own personal reaction? I don't know. It's impossible to reply to that. I think it's a proposal. I understand my character. I mean, of course, you questioned yourself. No, I haven't got any children. I haven't got a husband who's been killed by a bomb. So, I think, injustice is sort of horrendous thing. And that's what's interesting in the film, is Katya is not a murderer. She's never, imagined that could happen. It's her fate. And the proposal of the film is there. The premise of the film is that. Can you understand what the character is doing? So, Fatih Akin, you shot it in chronological order. Why did you make that choice? Because, to understand the evolution of the character, to be really accurate. I mean, why did you decide to film as the scenes in order?
If you do it like that, it's a continuation of writing. When you write in order. Sometimes you do a rewrite and you write a scene here and a scene there, but usually you write in order, and that's the best to develop a story and a character-driven story. So it was very helpful for me to shooting and see where the energy goes and how the energy is, what scenes I don't need anymore because I have told them in the scenes before because the energy was there. It's very helpful for me. I would like to continue with that. It's a big, more expensive, but not really. It's worth to use the money into that.
Est-ce qu'elle vous a surprise,
Did Diane Kruger surprise you?
C'est vrai qu'il y a des scènes très très fortes.
Because it's a very strong scenes, but apart from that, I mean, her performance is very powerful. Did she change your vision of your own film? Did it make you think about your film differently because she reacted differently from what you were expecting? Did she surprise you sometimes with her performance?
Yes, she did, indeed. I knew that she is good, but I was blown away like how good she was, first of all. And And I don't say it just because we sit here, how smart she is. She's a very intelligent actress, you know, like she has these, I don't know, satellites, you know, where like I write something or I want to direct something in a particular order or I have an idea and she feels that sometimes this is wrong and she makes me an offer to do it different and I'm open to that. And then I often I saw what she offered is better what I had in my mind, you know. It was a good trait, our work.
Et pourquoi? Parce que vous ressentez les choses de l'intérieur.
Because you felt things from the inside sometimes, and that it was feeling things from the inside that you're much closer to the truth.
Non, mais vous savez, c'est très
rare. You know, it's very rare in a career or in a life as an actress. You meet a director like Fatih, and maybe there was a real genuine encounter and a lot of friendship. And for me, it's an extremely important role in my own personal life, given the theme of the film and, of course, the challenge of the character. Fatih is a very demanding director. I mean, you can see that in his films. He asked me to jump into the water with him with my eyes closed. That's what he asked me to do. But he held my hand throughout the process. So I never felt I was going to be ridiculous. I never thought I'd fall over because he carried me all the time. And when I proposed something, he listened to me. I know I wasn't always right, but I feel things differently. I mean, you know, the way I do. But we had a real exchange. And, you know, sometimes you had no need to speak. It was total osmosis. And it's so rare. I think it's really the only time in my life that that's happened. And it was a relief. You know, you can't imagine.
Une question peut-être qui va vous paraître étrange, mais est-ce qu'on a un plaisir d'actrice à
It might seem strange, but as an actress, do you get some pleasure out of expressing this suffering, or do you suffer, or is it something that can help you to develop your performance? Is it good for an actress? No, there's scenes which are very difficult to act and to experience. And as Fatih said, we filmed it in chronological order. You know, and that's rare. And so at the beginning, you know, extreme suffering, crying, and it was really difficult to keep up. You know, and I thought sometimes, you know, I need to leave early to have a massage or something. But you know, I really experienced something, you know, incredible. It was, I mean, the film almost killed me. You know, I haven't worked since. You know, I couldn't read a script. I mean, there are roles like that demand that. It's the first time it's happened to me. But the film really changed me. It changed my life. It's a beautiful gift that she's saying there. And, you know, by getting so much. No, he gave me a beautiful gift.
She gave me a beautiful gift.
Ah ouais. Ouais, ben c'est un beau cadeau que vous nous donnez aussi.
And so you gave each other beautiful gifts. Thank you very, very much, Diane Kruger. Thank you, Fatih Akin. So in the fade, in the official competition here in Cannes, we're going to continue talking about this live on TV Festival.